They don't want none. They don't want none. Wait, they changed the theme? Damn curse of Def Rebel. But anyway, AJ Styles has been hailed as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time for almost the entire 21st century. At first killing it as Mr. TNA, then doing terrific stuff with Bullet Club in New Japan, then signed with WWE, debuting in the 2016 Royal Rumble. And now AJ has said he is approaching the final chapters of his in-ring career. And while he had some great championship reigns and awesome matches, many people think WWE could have utilized him more. That's just how good he is. And now that he is heading into what could be his last World Championship match in WWE against Cody Rhodes, I figured it was time to look back on his best matches in WWE. And this was really difficult to put together. So if you're wanting to know some honorable mentions, his last man standing match with Nakamura against Samoa Joe at SummerSlam, the six-pack challenge at Fastlane, him versus Shane at Mania, or some underrated TV matches against wrestlers like Andrade or Ricochet. And that's not even all of it, so feel free to comment some other great matches from the phenomenal one. I'm Duke from Duke It Out, here to give you the top 10 AJ Styles WWE matches. Before I begin, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great wrestling content. Number 10, The Undertaker vs. AJ Styles, WrestleMania 36, Night 1. I put this at the bottom of the list just because I did talk about the Boneyard match in my best WrestleMania matches video last month. But everything I said there remains true, bringing such over-the-top performances and hilariously entertaining sequences of Undertaker just being f***ing unstoppable. And while it's weird AJ's only Mania main event is cinematic, at least it's as entertaining as it is, and important with the fact that it's technically Undertaker's last match. Number 9, AJ Styles vs. Dean Ambrose, SmackDown 2017. Styles and Moxley had some great matches on pay-per-view before this. Their matches at Backlash and TLC 2016 are also worth checking out again. But this match felt like it was the true testament to the chemistry that they had worked together. And it brought out some terrific back and forth sequences, with constant moments to make you praise the ring work of both guys. And they used their work to such a peak that you really didn't know who was going to win. And it's one of the most underrated SmackDown main events of all time in my eyes. Number 8, Finn Balor vs. AJ Styles, TLC 2017. If there's any two people at the time on the main roster who could make a last-minute match so memorable, it was going to be two of the former Bullet Club leaders. Demon Finn Balor was supposed to be fighting the late great Bray Wyatt, or Sister Abigail, on this show. But an illness taking a few people off the show led to this awesome match between the two. They took the excitement of this last-second decision and were able to show some great back-and-forth pro wrestling, while clearly having fun the whole way. And if nothing from the match blows you away, the Too Sweet moment with them at the end remains an amazing visual. Number 7, Roman Reigns vs. AJ Styles, Extreme Rules 2016. At this time, a good chunk of the fanbase still hated Roman, and that included myself. But this match is one of the first occasions that really made me eat my words on the big dog. They took the Extreme stipulation and brought some amazing spots all around the arena. And they took the elements of their last really good match and doubled the chemistry, with a ton of adrenaline and built up anger toward one another. Then the closing half was stable warfare. If you didn't remember, Reigns and the Usos did go by the bloodline at this time, but nothing like it is now. And then brawling with the club was a ton of fun, leading to one of my favorite AJ moments with him destroying each Uso one at a time with a chair. This match further showed IWC members the talents of Roman, and let the casual fan base know why many had praised AJ for so many years. Number 6, Seth Rollins vs. AJ Styles, Money in the Bank 2019. If you prefer their Night of Champions match last year, it's understandable, but this match was a no-brainer for me. Seth being fresh out of his win against Brock and Styles trying to get another world title. They combined those different types of adrenaline with some very smooth and real intense sequences. From what I can remember, this was the first singles match that these two had in WWE, and they took it to their full advantage, with Seth getting extra creative with his moves and Styles always trying to outmatch it. Him catching the stomp with the Styles Clash is one of my favorite spots in his WWE career. If I'm not mistaken, this was AJ's only match for the Universal title. And it would have been hard to top that one match alone. Number 5, AJ Styles vs. Daniel Bryan, SmackDown 2020. When you look back on it, AJ and Bryan had a lot of bangers on SmackDown. In 2018, they had 2 really good WWE title matches, But even though there were just other talent in the crowd and not fans for this match, these two still put on a pro wrestling spectacle for the Intercontinental title. In this era, they let people go a lot longer than usual on their TV episodes, like Aleister Black and Apollo Crews getting nearly half an hour. But AJ and Bryan showed off what we already loved from their earlier matches, and they just kept upping the intensity. And the results with these two had already been pretty back and forth. So when AJ got the win, it had both shock and excitement. And even in the Thunderdome era, managed to be a part of some more awesome matches for that belt. Number 4, AJ Styles versus John Cena, SummerSlam 2016. AJ was very over in the company and was only there for a little more than 6 months at that point. So there was a ton of fear during this match that he was going to fall into the curse of Super Cena. But their chemistry kept boosting to the point where the crowd were so amped that you would have believed it was the main event. Cena bringing out some of the best ring knowledge of his career, and Styles being so quick and showing off arrogance with the fact that he kept outsmarting Cena. And the near falls by the third act were gut-wrenching. And when Styles got the clean pin, everyone was hyped. Not just because of the win, but also because of what we knew could be the future for AJ Styles at that point. Number 3, Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles, Survivor Series 2017. Brock always kills it in David vs. Goliath matches. And this champion versus champion match is one of the best examples of one of those kind of bouts. Brock looking great in the beginning and Styles selling the hell out of it. And when AJ started to get offense, the crowd and people watching at home got further amped up, and it became a gigantic adrenaline rush. Brock giving perfect timing with the kickouts, making it more believable AJ could win, and showing the desperation when he just bashed AJ's head in repeatedly during the calf crusher. While I'm really glad we then got Brock vs. Bryan the next year, if they ended up getting a sequel, I would have been more than okay with it. Number 2, Daniel Bryan vs. AJ Styles, TLC 2018. I've already mentioned the terrific chemistry these two have, but this was by far the best match of theirs in WWE. Bryan, fresh into his heel character, brought in such terrific arrogance, which then made his amazing technical work just seem irritating. And Styles perfectly displayed the anger and let it make his offense more intense and impressive. And they perfectly played into the story with how Bryan had beaten AJ for the title previously, and by the third act was a brilliant chess match. Each one trying to outsmart the other, and neither one of them were going to care how they did it. Which then made the smooth counter Bryan made from the inside cradle such a brilliant finish to the match. Showed that Bryan's still the GOAT and made a heel get a clean win, but still make it obnoxious to people. And Styles sold the devastation wonderfully. And number 1, AJ Styles versus John Cena, Royal Rumble 2017. It can be debated whether their SummerSlam or Royal Rumble match is better. And while I clearly favor this one, their SummerSlam match brings more appreciation to this. Because that match was so good, it blew our minds even more that they were able to top that chemistry. Cena really sold the motivation and has some of the smoothest spots you could see from him. And Styles really played the arrogant champion and sooner was becoming the man desperate to beat Cena less than a year before. And they mixed the repeat spots of their last match, added a little twist to it, which then doubled the reaction from fans. And at a time where Cena was getting a decent chunk of boos, they managed to get him to tie Ric Flair's record and have most people agree that it was a near perfect way to do it. And it helps that the moment got added with a match that has some phenomenal chemistry. So those were my 10 favorite AJ Styles matches from WWE. Please let me know some of your favorites in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and duke out your opinions below in the comments.